Hello, this is Mike with TradeWinds RV Center, here to congratulate you on your Catalina Legacy 283 RKS. I'm going to walk you around your travel trailer, show you how to use a few things to get the best out of your camping experience. Let's start by talking about arriving at the campsite. A few things to take into consideration when you're parking. On your campsite, I want you to leave plenty of room for that awning to come out. On your off campsite, have closed right now, but leave room for your slide. Beside your slide, I also want you to think about where your power and water connections are going to be. Your power cord stores inside, 30-foot cord stores inside there. Pull that out, and then your water docking station could be right above this outdoor shower toward the front. So park accordingly so you utilize the facilities. Once you arrive and unhook your hitch, first thing we're going to do is level your unit. Unit comes with a power tongue jack. You got a night docking light should you arrive at night, and then a tongue to simply raise or lower until you're level. You do have a level button up top here. Underneath this is a slot that you can get your hand crank down into to get this up and down should you not have power. Speaking of power, check your battery post every now and then. You gotta line up just right. Check your battery post every now and then. Make sure nothing's wiggled loose over time. Once we got our unit level, next thing we're going to do is stabilize it. 3/4 inch hand crank here. Run these down. As I do, I'm going to recommend stabilizing jack pads. Jack pads are going to protect the feet of your stabilizing jacks from dirt and debris and hot blacktop in the summer. Going to better distribute your weight. Pick a 4-pack of those up from convenience from their store. Put them down and run these down just until they are taut. Once you've got some resistance on your hand crank, and it feels like it's going to start lifting your unit, go ahead and stop. Remember, our unit's already level. All we're trying to do at this point is stabilize it. Get your unit level and stable, we can hook up your power and water. Again, your power cord stores inside this back corner here. We'll just grab that and pull it out. I recommend you get a dog bone. That's going to give you access to 50 amp, 30 to 50, and you can get also for these a 30 amp to 15 amp should you need to plug into a 110. Plug that in, get your power going. Get your power hooked up. Let's hook up your water. Up here, I'm going to recommend a water pressure regulator. Don't know what the water pressure is at different campsites, so get one, attach it on here, hook up your hose. Once your hose has been hooked up, don't turn it on yet. Let's find your hot water heater. Come over to your campsite. All the way on the rear here is your hot water heater. All we're doing at this point, make sure your drain plug's in. Throw some plumber's tape around that. Not putty. Putty will gum up on you. Plumber's tape. You can use this add-on rod, or you can use the plug. They put a new one in there for you. Put that in there, get that in there nice and snug. Once that's in there tight, you can go ahead and turn that hose on. And after the hose has been on for a few minutes, we're going to go inside and open the slides. Before I go in, I'm going to mention a couple things on your hot water heater. After this is full, we'll turn this on inside. A couple things. If it's not working, check here to see if these are bubbled up. If they are, simply press them back in. They're at a reset. Down here's your on-off electric element. That is set to off. The only time you ever want to turn on your hot water heater out here is if you're plugged into a 110. That'll run it off electric. All right, let's go inside. And oh, easier done with two hands, but let's go inside and open up your slides. And just come in. To our left on the wall is your slide control. Make sure everything's put out of the way and get out. Run your slide out. Once it's out, I want you to go to your sinks and your bathroom sinks and turn on your water. Get the water turned on. Get a nice steady flow of water going through them. Shut them off. And then you're all set to go outside and turn on your hot water heater. Or to use your hot water heater by turning that on. All right, now let's say we're gonna go camping and we're not going to use city water, we're going to go dry camping. In that case, right next to our hot water heater is going to be our potable water tank, fresh water. No need for a water pressure regulator here. You can gravity fill that with a hose. Two ways to tell that it's full. One, there's an overflow valve right there, or two on the inside where you check the levels of your black and gray tanks. There's also a button for fresh water. Once it shows your fresh water is full, remove that hose, put your cap back on, and then whenever you want to utilize that water, you'll turn on your water pump. Don't turn on your water pump when you have the hose hooked to city water that's already pressurized. All right, we're all set up to camp. Got power and water. I'm gonna go ahead and walk you around the rest of the unit. I'm gonna start right up front with our propane. Does come with a cover and a regulator. Lefty loosey to turn on. Green means you've got gas. You can set it in the middle or point it toward the tank you wish to be using. Coming down our off camp side, some previous owner's hitch work. Our stabilizing jacks. You got an outdoor shower over here. 751 Clio fit that. There's a little area to set your handle. City water connection again. Here's where we'll dump our black and gray tanks. Coming to the back with the slide closed, we'll have easier access to the extra gray tank here in the back. Here's where you plug in your cable at campsites. Again, our power. A lot of places you can store your sewage hose in your bumper, but in your case, they've got what we call a stinky slinky owner right here on the, or holder right here on the back. You can put that in there whenever you're done with your sewage. Access to the back of your fridge, a vent for your microwave, prepped for a backup camera. Flue for your furnace. Couple things on that. One, make sure it's never blocked. Two, if you're running your furnace, steer clear of it. It does get hot. And three, you can get these covers for these to keep the bugs out. I recommend getting a cover for your spare tire. It'll keep that from dry rotting over time. Again, our hot water heater, our fresh water connection. Down here is going to be our low point drains here, and then our fresh water drain back here. This is for a hand crank to override your slide if you need to. You hook right onto that. You are prepped for a TV out here. You can slap the TV on here, cable, a couple of 110s, and outdoor speakers. Continuing up front, it's just the other side of our pass-through storage. That about covers everything out here. Let's go take a look on the inside. Coming up your steps, first thing I like to point out as we come inside, to our left will be our main lights to turn on. Again, our slide control. Up in our ceiling is going to be our smoke alarm. I will turn here and show you they've installed a remote for your awning. I think the bottom one is extend. It is. Or there's also controls for it here. You can run that out. So you only want to run that out until that white flap right there falls down and you can see your bar. Don't go up past that. If you do, it'll start running itself up backwards onto itself. So keep an eye on it when you run it out. Make sure you don't run it out further than you need to. Again, that controls underneath here, or again, a remote that they have installed here. Again, interior lighting, accent lighting, back in this corner here next to that awning control. Down here is your 12-volt carbon monoxide detector and your fire extinguisher. Look back in this corner here. Coming into the kitchen here, got some individual lighting to turn on. Here's a 110 and where you can read our tanks. So there's your brand new battery. There's your fresh, black, gray, and galley Galley will be that back one. Here's where you turn on your water heater. Here's where you turn on your water pump if you're using potable water. This fresh one is that potable water. Here's where I said to watch it fill. Both your sinks got a nice cover on them. Underneath your sinks, access panel to all of your water lines, water pump, and water heater. Keep an eye on them. Down here is your breaker box and fuses. Ton of 15s, couple of 40s. Highly recommend having some of those with you when you go camping. Here's your cooktop. That makes a nice backsplash. Turn these to light. Do want to show you a video of these lighting. Set them back off. Same thing on your oven. Turn that to pilot. Light it down here with this spark. Check to make sure it's lit. Your light and fan, as well as your microwave. Start. 1 second on that. Fridge over here, just turn this Norcold on right here. If this starts flashing, you are running low on gas. Pretty simple there. Got a 110 in the ceiling. Right here, you can remove this tabletop, set it down on these lips here, and bars will pull right out. Put your back cushions on top for another sleeping quarters. Television up here, I want to make sure that you have this red light on. That is your antenna. Alright, over here you get television set, remote, turn that on. When you get to your campsite, go into your menu, go to antenna, run your digital channel scan. That'll pick up channels for you. It'll pick up all your local channels. This one's already picked up like 30 some channels just sitting out here. Below your TV, your sound system. And volume up. Speakers on, indoors and out. That's better. B is going to be your indoor. A is going to be outdoor. Auxiliary AM FM disc. So you got a DVD player on here as well. Down below that is going to be our fireplace. Turn that on. More than just looks, you can have this dimmer or brighter, but the biggest thing now is the heat, folks. Instead of using up your gas if you're at a campsite, if it's chilly in here in the morning or evening, crank up the heater on this and it'll get it toasty in here in no time. Come on down the hallway to our thermostat. Crank that air up. Turn this all the way down. There's our AC with quick dumps on the ends. Now you'll notice when I shut the AC off, shuts off quickly. Turn the heat on. You hear that on. And as I shut that off, you'll notice it'll generally take a couple minutes for that fan to cycle through before it shuts off on the furnace. Heading back into your bedroom here. Individual lighting back here. Separate television. Coming into our bathroom. In the bathroom, we do have a hand crank open power exhaust vent here. Shower doors, make sure that these are snapped closed for travel. We also have 110 with GFCI reset in here. Some more plumbing to maintain. Keep an eye on it. That about covers everything in here. It's act like we're getting ready to leave and close the unit up. Alright, so I start by shutting off the main lights here. Tuck this recliner away. Now any other lights that I see on are just accent lights. Make sure all doors and drawers are closed. Nothing's going to impede our slide from coming in. Check our shower vent. Make sure that's closed. Shower doors are closed. This door is snapped open as well. Over to our slide control. You hit in. See how important it is? Make sure those doors on the cabinet down there are closed, especially when you arrive. If you don't have them closed when you leave, when you get there, those may be popped open a little bit, and as you open up your slide, the slide can catch on that. So make sure those are closed. Don't need to be ripping off doors because you're opening up your slides. As this gets all the way in, we'll exit the unit. Tuck our stairs away. That should fold twice. All right. Easier to do with two hands, but did all right with one there. Now before you leave the dump station, I say that because you might want to go in there and check the levels of your tanks as you're dumping. After you leave the dump station, lift and turn this handle, lock and deadbolt this door. Alright, if we are out dry camping, we're going to get up underneath here and dump that blue one right there. That's going to be a freshwater tank. Bring up our stabilizing jacks and head on home or to the nearest dump station, whichever you may need. If we're at a campsite, we're going to unhook our power, our water, our cable, bring up our stabilizing jacks, and head on up to the dump station. At the dump station, arrive, hook up your hose. The first thing we do is pull is our black handle. Once it sounds like that's no longer draining, close that black handle. Go inside, make sure it's empty. Come out and pull your gray handle. That's gonna be cleaner water, your sinks and your showers. That's gonna clean your sewage hose out for you. Once that's all cleaned out, while my gray is dumping, I like to go ahead, come around, get underneath here and dump my low point drains. Empty them out. Once those are empty, we're done camping for the season. Come around here to your pressure, or your hot water heater. Lift up on this valve. That's going to dump hot water out of there, so be careful. Push that back down, otherwise your door won't close. And then pull your rod. That's going to keep you from having stagnant water in there. Make sure your cats go back on your low points. Close that back up. When that gray's empty, go ahead and close that up. Remove that sewage hose. And come on back here to this galley tank here. Hook up that hose and pull this last gray tank here. When that one's done, close it up. Take your hose, conveniently and sanitarily store it inside your hose carrier. Again, thank you guys so much for your purchase. Hope you enjoy this Catalina for many years to come. Happy camping.